Just when you thought hell was safe, the damned cry for your help again. Monster Trade's first DLC. Hell of a lot of content.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Cook, CEO of Shiny Shoe. We are the creators of Monster Train. Welcome to another developer stream. Today is March 25th, 2021. Very exciting day for us. The Last Divinity DLC for Monster Train is available now on all of our target platforms. Unlike last week when I showed that trailer as a preview and it said out now and it wasn't actually out now, it actually is out now. So Steam is live. Xbox family should be live. We have one verification that it's live on Xbox One. And GOG should be live as well now. There's a lot of people involved in making sure that this rolls out. So, if there's anything that doesn't seem right, we'll of course get it fixed as soon as we possibly can. But it should be live on all storefronts currently. Super excited to kind of play with all of you and get feedback from the broader community. I know people have been waiting a long time for this to come out, and we're glad to finally have it here. As always, I'm happy to take any questions anybody has. We are discounting, I should say this up front. So the DLC has a launch week discount of 10% off. So, and of course I'm frozen. Thank you, camera. I love it when you do that. We've got a 10% off discount going for this week. And the base game is also on sale. Let me see if that sale is live. It should be, but I'm going to secretly pop over here and look on Steam just for a second and see if it's live on that store. It looks like that might not be happening yet for some reason. So anyway, there should be a discount going for the base game soon too. And of course, we hope people who have been waiting to join us in the world of Monster Train will come and join us now. I've got a little updated sidebar. It's over there, talking about some of the new features. So, of course, the DLC has the new Wormkin clan. It's got this new currency called Pack Shards, and one of the awesome features associated with that is the ability to combine two monster units to merge them together. We've got the Last Divinity, a new boss. There's new rare cards. There's new artifacts. There's new Concealed Caverns events. There's all kinds of new stuff. We've been talking about it for the last couple months now at this point, but it's finally out now. You can get it. You can play it. We'll play it today. We'll play something in multiplayer, and if anybody who picks it up now wants to play with me, you're welcome to play it live. Okay, I am pulling over my questions and so on, but I mean, yeah, let's play some Last Divinity. So let's jump over to the game. This is the live version of the game. So this is not a beta branch, nothing like that. At this point, we are just going off of the live title. So what I was thinking of doing, potentially, is doing a community challenge and doing the current featured by the devs, featured by Shiny Steve on my team, Excuse Sterling Asset, which he has set up with, it's got Wormkin Stygian Challenge. It looks like with some friendly looking mutators here. We've got My True Form, which is a new mutator from the Last Divinity DLC. It has two of the new artifacts, the new clanless artifacts as part of it. So it's got Start with Mark of the Champion and Mark of an Exile. So that one is interesting. Those give you benefits to your champion, plus 50% attack and plus 50% max health. So definitely totally beneficial to you. Spell Piercers, all of your spells gain piercing. Also going to make our lives easier. And the Elite start with Hammered Chestplate, Scorched Steel, and Worn Grindstone. Worn Grindstone, this is another new mutator. Worn Grindstone is a new clanless artifact. It's a very simple one, straightforward. just gives all of your units plus attack, but we did not have that in the game, surprisingly, up until now. All right, so we have, this is going to be an easy run, it looks like. We've got a bunch of things that are all beneficial towards us, but it'll give us a chance to look at the Wormkin and talk more about how that clan works. So let's get started. Let's give it a shot. All right, we got some people playing with me. We've got Engival and Trulala. Hello. Okay, and Monkey Go-Go Beans. Hello to you. Cybok. All right, we've got Daedalus the Professor, Fell the Wings of Light, and we've got Seraph the Temperate, yep, with Sap. Okay, and our starting cards. What do we have? Ooh, I really like the art on Power of Knowledge. That's a cool one. I'm going to collapse this just, even though it's fun to see. I'll open that up and look at who else is playing later. All right, so we've got Echo Snare, Consume, which if you've played Monster Train, you should know what that means. It means you can only play it once per battle, and apply Reap 2 to enemy units. Reap is one of the new status effects, so unit takes 1 damage per stack of Charged Echoes after combat ends. And Charged Echoes is a new Wormkin-only currency, basically. Maybe currency is not the right word. Resource that is specific to each room of your train, and by using Infuse cards, you add to it. We've got the Mollusk Mage, plus 10 magic power on this floor, and Power of Knowledge. Deal 15 damage for each spell in the Consume pile. Well, that's nice that that has a little synergy with Echo Snare already there. So, all right. Just a reminder of our mutators. We already seen those. Look at all these artifacts we started with. So, 5 of these... Thank you, Shiny Steve, for making this so easy. 5 of these are coming from the mutators here, but the Wormtooth is a artifact that you always start with if you are playing the Wormkin. It's either your primary or allied clan. Clan starter cards are infused. 1 card in each of the draft packs will be infused. So you may be saying, what is infused? So these cards with these purple crystals that are glowing are infused. And an infused card... Basically, when you cast it, it puts a charged echo into the room that you were on. And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you what it means in just a second. All right, let's pick our rewards, though. So in terms of our artifacts, what do we think would be good? Dazed when we enter our train, or magic power? I think I'm going to go for Dazed when we enter the train. I like the Concussive Colds artifact. Champion upgrade. So we are playing the Spine Chief. This is the... not exiled champion from the Wormkin. So we've got either the Corruptor. Friendly units have plus 5 attack per charged echo. So this is like a AoE buff of other units within your room. I believe it also affects himself too. Not sure. We'll find out. And we've got the Strike, gain a charged echo just every time he attacks, which has both more base attack and more health. We've got all these other things that boost our attack here. So it's kind of... I'm going to go for the Infector because it looks like we are going to make good use of that. All right, so there's a bunch of new map nodes, if you haven't seen these before either. So we've got these Divine Boons, and at each tier... Well, there's not always Divine Boons, it's randomized. But there are different types of rewards that give you a new resource called... pack shards, which are represented right here in the UI. So the more pack shards that you have, the harder that the game gets at each ring of hell. So, however, if you have 100 of them, by the time you defeat Seraph, you will face the new final boss, the Last Divinity, which is like the ultimate challenge in Monster Train now. So, there's like, it's a sliding scale of difficulty, and essentially what having pack shards does is there is a chance every time an enemy enters your train that they're going to be extra strong and powered up. So I took that reward. I now have 10 pack shards. When I come into this battle, I'm going to see there's a new indicator that's the threat level. Depending on how many pack shards you have when you enter this battle at this Ring of Hell, this kind of meter, let's call it, will tell you like how likely it is basically that buffed up enemies are going to spawn. You can of course still take trials, so do I want to take the aggressive amulet? let's take it. I mean, I feel like we've gotten ridiculously buffed because of the mutators that Shiny Steve chose for this community challenge. So, all right, here we go. Okay, so you can see right above floor capacity, there's a new meter here. This is specific to the Wormkin. This is where your charged echoes are stored up and represented. So each of the rooms you can play your units in has a meter for that. All right, so I'll play my Spine Chief here. He got a bunch of buffs from our artifacts, excuse me. And if I play an infused card, like Fracture, on that guy, it added a charged echo. And then there are other abilities that can trigger off of the fact that you have charged echoes. I don't have any cards, I think, in my deck currently that trigger off of that, or there's units that trigger off of that as well. And we saw one of the Spine Chiefs champion upgrade paths buffed friendly units within the same room based on the number of charged echoes within the room. Charged echoes can also be spent as a resource. Some powerful cards require having them to be able to use them. So we'll see how all of that plays out exactly. All right, we can't use Power of Knowledge right now. I guess I'll just might as well get rid of these. Okay, well, Power of Knowledge now has one card in the consume pile, so hopefully it comes up again. All right, Cage It. Would always starting with the Wormkin artifact mean the achievement for no artifact run cannot be completed with Wormkin as your primary or secondary clan? And the answer is we did think about that, and thank you, Decarnix. Mandatory artifacts like the Wormtooth don't count. So you can still get that achievement playing as Wormkin. All right, what else do we want to do here? I'll play a Train Steward there, play Mollusk Mage here. I'll put Reap on that guy. That all looks good. Just noticed that battle previews are not turned on for some reason. There we go. I think I was messing with my save data. All right, so I now have filled with charged echoes in this room. See if I do another one. Ooh, so you can see that the meter can go over. You can overcharge it, kind of like you can with capacity. However, excess charged echoes will be removed at the end of turn. So within a turn, you can kind of go over the limit if you need that as a resource to cast a spell, for example. But then you can't really go beyond that. So, all right, I'll put a Mollusk Mage there, and I'll put a charged echo into that room. So we should see that charged echo will go away. On our next turn, it did, so we're back down to 4. You may not be surprised to hear that there are ways to increase the length of that meter, just like there is for capacity. All right. Well, that's pretty nice. Well, it's looking good already here. So why don't we do that, do that. Now we've got 40 damage coming out of this. Ooh, feels good. It's going to be easy for us to build up charged echoes because we have our Spine Chief who gains 1 on strike, at least within the room that he's in. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, so for our Wormkin clan pack, one of the things that the Wormtooth does is 1 card, in addition to starting cards being infused, 1 card in each draft pack will also be infused. So you have to take that into account. Like it's a kind of an interesting additional element when it comes to drafting. In this draft, Echo Infusion is the one that is infused. Like, you want to be able to build up charged echoes, so you kind of want cards that are infused, but at the same time, you know, Shelter might be a better card for me in my particular run, in my particular setup. So, another thing to think about. All right, As Randomly says, another question more on a technical level. Is it a separate layer on top of the card, or is it attached on a card at a transparent level waiting to get activated? If you're talking about the infused effect, it's basically a couple of different things. It's a sprite and it's a particle effect that is enabled on cards that become infused. So it is already there on all cards. But yeah, it's just a little behind the scenes for how that works. But let's think about what we want to pick here. So we've got Proclamation. It's attuned, which means it benefits more from magic power. We have Mollusk Mage, so we've got some synergy with that. Extract 2. So here's that extract keyword. This is the keyword that removes charged echoes from a room. So you have to have at least 2 charged echoes within a room to be able to cast this. And it's got piercing. That's not as exciting because we already have piercing from Spell Piercer. All right, we've got Echo Infusion. Infused also extracts 1, plus 10 health. And we've got Shelter, Consume, Apply Armor 2 per charged echo to friendly units. That is something like we're building a lot of charged echoes fairly easily already. So it's nice to get some extra armor. But we also can keep using Echo Infusion on our Spine Chief, because he's, like, if we put Holdover on this, we'd be able to cast it almost every turn. It also, this has Infuse, so we can cast this at any time, because Infuse triggers first. So even though this has the Extract 1 cost, we got lucky. It happens to be infused because of Wormtooth. So even if our room had 0 charged echoes, we can still cast this because it will add 1, and then it'll extract 1 and immediately take it away. So I'm going to go for Echo Infusion. We'll see how that plays out. All right, from our allied clan, so Wormtooth has infused Energy Siphon to add spell weakness. Let's see, do we want that? I'm feeling no right now. Crypt Builder, I don't know. I'm feeling like none of these right now. I'm loving, like, yeah, we do have Mollusk Mage, and that does increase our magic power, but do we really want to focus on spell casting, or are we just going for a beatdown style deck? Because we've got all these like buff your units type things in here. As randomly says, so how much got tuned since the beta branch regarding the DLC? A lot. So if we're talking since the public test in January, quite a bit. So months of additional kind of changes and iteration on that. I couldn't quote every single change that we've made, but yeah, there were a lot. All right, I'm going to skip this draft, and I'm going to take a look at a unit draft. And while we're looking at this, interestingly, we got all units from Wormkin, which is cool, since we're trying to show off the new content. There's also this new button right here called Toggle Unit Essences. And this is related to one of the major new features in the Last Divinity DLC, which is you can merge, so to speak, 2 units into one another. You sacrifice one, and you merge some version of its abilities into another card at a new place on the map called the Divine Temple. So if we look at our map, here's a Divine Temple is coming on this run. It's going to be the first one we're going to find is at the Waxen Arches. And so Toggle Unit Essences is a way to see what the upgrade would be if you were to sacrifice the unit for merging into another one, which is called, I think, like Engage the Pact, and it adds a bunch of pact shards when you do that. So if we look at these units, so just out of curiosity, let's look at the First of Kin. It has a new trigger called Etch. Triggers when a card is consumed on this floor, so he gains attack power when we do a consume card. And basically, if he sacrifices his abilities, just directly go into, if we merge him into another unit, his abilities just go straight into there. That's not always true. It's not always like just directly one for one. Like we can see even right here with Keeper of the Echoes, which has the Inspire trigger, also new. Triggers when you gain a charged echo. Apply +1 attack and +1 health to all friendly units. So if you merge Keeper of the Echoes into another unit, not only do you get that Inspire, but you also get +5 health just as a permanent upgrade. All right, and what else do we have here? So we've got the Bog Chrysalis infused Shell 5. So when you cast the Bog Chrysalis, I think its default stats are 0-1. They're only pumped up here because we have a bunch of artifacts. It basically is super weak, does nothing. Hatch, when you run out of shell, 2 Bogfly units will pop out. But basically, we remove charged echoes, which remove stacks of shell. So you kind of like have to build up charged echoes to remove the shell so that the shell opens. And there's a couple of units in the new Wormkin clan that have this, and then other things pop out. All right, some guy 954 asks, once we have bought the DLC, is it possible to still play just the base game? Yes, there is. So it's on the main menu. We thought through this, and there's also like some differences in multiplayer that are maybe worth talking about briefly. Basically, yes, you can turn it on and off. So if you don't want to play with the DLC content, you can turn it off. You can turn it back on later. And the other place where that comes up is for the daily challenge. There's now basically 2 daily challenges. There's one for owners of the DLC, and there's one for non-owners. And basically, the one for non-owners, none of the DLC content will show up, and the one for owners, it will. And so you can play both daily challenges now. There's basically 2 you can play if you're an owner of the DLC. And it also works that way for community challenges, like if one is created that requires the DLC, you won't be able to play it unless you own it. And finally, Hell Rush has now 2 separate matchmaking pools. Basically, if you have it toggled on at the main menu, you can only play Hell Rush with other owners of the DLC, and if you turn it off, then you can play with non-owners. That's not like perfectly ideal, you know, for I think what we would want, but because they're incompatible due to, you know, we need to make sure that there's determinism in terms of the number of rewards, and the DLC adds new clanless artifacts that are available in all runs. That's our solution, is we've just kind of separated those. But I think for some people who really like competing on the daily challenge leaderboard, having 2 daily challenges might be something nice. 2 different ones to compete on. All right. Okay, in terms of our choice here, which of these units do we want? So, card is consumed. I feel like Keeper of the Echoes could be a nice combo. I'm going to go with him. Kojuhan says, in infused Echo Infusion, a 1-card infinite with Stygian Offering Totem. I don't know. Try it and find out and let us know. Maybe that's worth mentioning too, is that we, of course, are going to be looking at feedback from all players who pick up the DLC, as well as players who just patch the base game. There are tuning changes in the base game as well. They're all detailed currently in the Steam community post that's available for anybody to read, even if you don't have it on the Steam platform. Maybe somebody can post the link to that in the chat, goes over all the changes. Anyway, we're going to be looking at feedback. We're going to be looking at analytics data, and of course we're going to be doing a kind of balance patch update in the future, hopefully within, you know, not too long of a time horizon from launch, as we learn more about how things are going. But yeah, for now we're just really looking forward to getting feedback from everybody, and yeah. Anyway, so if we've introduced some new infinite, maybe we need to do something about that. The fact that, yeah, this can be cast. If you can keep drawing this, you can keep casting this. Cost 0. Both has Infuse and Extract. It's nice. All right. What do we want to do here? So do we want another Wormkin unit, or do we want a Stygian unit? And do we want to upgrade spells, or do we want to upgrade our units? I mean, putting something like Holdover on Echo Infusion would be pretty nice. So let's gamble on that. I'll take another Divine Boons, so we can show off. I don't think I saw any Pack Shard upgraded enemies. All right, so let's look at the Stygian Banner. What do we got? We have Frostbite. We're definitely not building towards Frostbite. And Incant, gain armor 3. That's kind of nice. And if I look at the unit essences here to plan for the future, like I might want to draft one of these guys solely so that I can get rid of them later by merging their abilities in. So I think Guard of the Unnamed seems more useful, so I'll take him. All right. What do we get? Double stack, Emberstone, Surge Stone. Do we want to do anything on that? I'm not sure we want to do that. Plus 20 in Consume. Let's put that on one of the Frozen Lances. Yeah, let's reduce the cost of Power of Knowledge. Why not? Let's Purge a Train Steward. Let's re-roll. Hey, there's Keepstone. Alright, I'll try that. Give this a shot. See if this does anything good for us. Alright, do we want to do anything else here? Should we give magic power to Power of Knowledge? We could wait. We could see if we get a different upgrade that looks interesting. Alright, let's wait. Let's save our money. Okay, second battle. Alright, do we want another unit at this point? I mean, it gives you more points, so we might as well, and we can skip it if we don't want it. Alright, Barbed Disciples. Armor 10, and also they're going to have spikes. We don't have ton of like immediate direct damage. Okay, so now for anyone who hasn't seen, we now have a upgraded unit here. So this unit, excuse me, the Conduit Redirector is a Pact Shard upgraded unit. So the way that you can tell is, number one, it's bigger than normal. Number two, it's got the shiny kind of purple crystal legs from the Pact Shards. And its stats are different. So the Conduit Redirector normally has 1 health. We've got a couple of things going on here. So we've got the armor 10 is coming from the Sin. But the base stats of this Conduit Redirector are higher. It also starts with Spell Shield, which is going to keep it alive longer. So that is annoying. That's going to make our life a bit harder. Definitely to kill this guy. So what do we want to do? I think I might play here. And then I really want to play my, what's his name? I want to play Keeper of the Echoes in the same room with the Spine Chief. So throw this guy up here. And I want to get some charged echoes, so I'll do that. Alright, so give him some of that. Oh my goodness, total misplay. Total misplay. I should have played Keeper of the Echoes first. Why did I not do that? Feels bad, man. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Alright, let's throw one of these guys here. Alright, good enough. So he would have gained his Inspire trigger had I played him first. Okay, good. He's dead. That looks good. Just feel like I'm just throwing these out just to get rid of them. Whoops. Mouse wheel scrolling. This is just a complete misfire on every access. Tempted to restart the battle, but I won't do that. Alright. Here we go. Play that again. Do what I say, not what I do. Zcash says, good to know Mark makes misplays just like us. Yes, it happens. It happens to everybody. All right. It's looking good here, though. Okay. All right. So we got a variety of bonuses there. And in fact, every single time our champion strikes, he's getting that Inspire power-up. So Keeper of the Echoes is pretty nice to have paired with our Spine Chief with Strike. All right. What do we want here? Shelter, which we saw before and skipped. And yeah, we definitely don't need another Echo Infusion. I mean, I don't feel like we really need Echo Snare either. However, it does power up our Power of Knowledge more. But so does Shelter. I don't know. Maybe this is okay. Let's go for Shelter. Let's try it out. Okay, Offering Token. Fuse, Consume, Urchin Spines. Somewhat tempting, but we don't really have anything to combo it off of except Power of Knowledge. I don't know what the hell. Let's go for it. Gives us more infused. And do we want to take a unit here? So, let's see. If we were going to merge somebody, what would we even do at this point? Armor 10. Strike, apply Reap 1. Kinhost Vessel is another shell thing for hatching the Kinhost Pupa. I don't know. My current plan was to merge Guard of the Unnamed into Keeper of the Echoes, but maybe I shouldn't do that. Or one of these more interesting to merge into Keeper of the Echoes. I could merge Keeper of the Echoes into Keeper of the Echoes. Let's do that. See how that works out for us. We do have to get to one more. All right, I'm going to get to this Divine Temple come hell or high water. I want to show this on stream so we can see how that works for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. All right. Do we want to duplicate something? We definitely don't need health right now. I don't really want to duplicate something. I'm going to go over here. Let's check. I will go for the Divine Horde. So Divine Hordes add 15 pack shards, and you get to pick from 3 different artifacts. We've got 2 existing artifacts here, and we've got one of the new clanless ones, Conscription Notice. I really think this one's fun. When you first summon your champion, gain a random unit card with +10/+10, -1 Ember, and -1 capacity. I'm going with it because I think it's fun. Stygian Banner. We've got the Lodestone Totems. Look what these guys do. You can't sap 1 to a random enemy unit. That could be nice. Merging the Lodestone Totem into Keeper of the Echoes could be nice, but now we're going to have a ridiculous number of these guys, though. Starting to get into crazy territory with too many units. All right, as much as I want that, I am going to skip it, just to try not to get too many units here. All right, do we want Large Stone on anybody? We could put Large Stone on one of our Keeper of the Echoes. The problem is then we would not be able to... ooh, I saw somebody just angried me. All right. Give them a happy. Large Stone will not let us put both of our champion and one of the Keeper of the Echoes into the same room unless we take the capacity upgrade after this battle, so I don't know. I'll just put one of these upgrades. So this is the Keeper of the Echoes I'm going to keep. Alright, Keeper I'm going to keep. And let's check our Concealed Caverns. As randomly, so does collecting the shard things grant more points till the end game? So Dekarnik says yes. So yeah, that's like one reason to go like way over on pack shards, even though it makes the game harder. The last Divinity battle is also harder depending on the number of pack shards that you have. But it's a way to differentiate. Like the leaderboard, this is probably going to be a pretty easy challenge, right? Because Shiny Steve set it up with a bunch of fun and easy mutators, gave us a ton of artifacts. So to get the top score, I mean, you want to do as best as you can, take no pyre damage, get as many pack shards as you can, and so on. All right, do we want any of the consumables? Let's take the Wormkin consumable. Okay, we got Broken Memories. Consume. Return a consumed spell to the top of your draw pile. All right, sure, let's take it. Do I want anything else? No, I don't think so. Maybe it could have been okay. The consume cards would have synergized with that 1 damage spell that we have, but all right. Okay, we've got damage shield on the explosives. Our threat level is at high currently, so we should expect to see a decent amount of powered up units. So you can see this Discipled Foot Soldier, whose normal stats I think are like 4-1 or 5-1, has 8 times 2 and 5 health. So, you know, you can definitely see that the more pack shards you have, especially if you're thinking on a normal run without a bunch of helpful mutators, it really does ramp up the difficulty. So balancing how many you take and when is an important decision. All right, where do I want to play my units here? If I play the Spine Chief, he is going to get a bunch of damage here. So do I not want to do that? Maybe I will do this and this here. I'm not sure. I don't want to take a face full of 10 damage here either. Maybe I'll play him up here. All right, and so our Conscription Notice triggered when we summoned our champion. So we got a Shattered Shell that has +10, +10, -1, and -1. Super nice. I just wish we had more capacity. Now I'll let this guy take some damage in the face. All right. Okay, what do we want to do here? Okay, this is not my pumped up keeper, unfortunately. That will kill that guy with Reap. I'm gonna play. Well, I don't know if I should play that guy or if I should wait for my next keeper. I'll wait. Just see if we can have some patience here. You want to cast this? Sure, why not? Let's put it on Daedalus. I could throw him down here. Alright, why not? Okay, here's my better keeper. Put him there. Play that. Maybe just sacrifice the train steward here. Oh no, that got dazed. I didn't notice. See, another misplay. Didn't notice that the constructed explosive was dazed. Unfortunately, it does mean it stays around and doesn't leave the room. So, a little bit of a funny kind of combo there with concussive coals. All right. That is rough. Oh, that's nice. We had piercing on... Yeah, look at that. A frozen lance actually coming through. Useful. Okay, we can use him as a blocker. All right, we've got 60 damage here on Power of Knowledge. Let's say... Yeah, sure. Just kill that guy. There we go. What do we want to return? Any Urgent Spines again? Oh, it went into my deck, though. Alright, that's okay. Alright. Oh, can't do anything about that. Okay, gain some extra armor. Final wave. Alright, there's Urchin Spines. We'll put it on him again. So we just want to build up to... We got a lot of damage coming off this now. Gonna get a nice little reap here. 24 damage off that. Okay. Alright, we've got a nice Power of Knowledge set up now. Woo! Thank you, Spell Weakness. I'm now enjoying the fact it's a good call. Taking that Urchin Spines worked out better than I anticipated. Alright. Ooh, rare pack. So Ancient Synergy and Hoarfrost Effigy are both from Stygian Guard. You may have seen those before. Perfect Insanity is a new one. Infused. Extract 6. You have to be able to get 6 charged echoes in the room to be able to cast this. Minus 666 health. Number of the beast. Sure, let's just take it for fun. Another Keeper of the Echoes. This is like the Keeper of the Echoes fiesta here. Alright, Kinhost Carapace. When played, get +10/+10, and +1 capacity per charged echo. This guy's funny. He can get really huge if you play him with a bunch of charged echoes in the room. I'm going to skip, though, just because we have so many units already, I feel like. I want more capacity here. I mean, I do love... I mean, Herzl's Compound is always good. It's always good. But I kind of wanted to... I mean, I want to put my Conscription Notice unit into the same room with my Keeper of the Echoes and with my champion, so I'm going capacity. Alright. What do I want here? Maybe a Purge is nice, but it's always hard to passive artifacts. Alright, I'll go for Purge. But first, let's visit the Divine Temple. So, if you haven't seen this before, you can see how this works. Engage Pact. There's always 3 rewards in the Divine Temple. I should say first, there's 2 spell upgrades. So, Purge Stone and Twin Stone. And then we've got this main unit upgrade, Engage Pact. Sacrifice a unit to infuse its essence into another unit. This is the merge units thing that I was talking about. So, we could merge any of these units into one of these other units. And toggle unit essence button here will tell you what that will do. So we could merge in magic power, like Mollusk Mage could get merged into a Keeper of the Echoes, which might be nice. We could merge a Keeper of the Echoes into a Keeper of the Echoes. which was my earlier plan. Or we could merge Guard of the Unnamed into a Keeper of the Echoes. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna go for my Keeper of the Echoes double plan here. Whoop. So when you merge somebody, you see there's an additional UI element on the card that says plus Keeper of the Echoes. And so that will tell you that you have done this kind of pack shard combination. So now he is powered up, and he also has the pack shard effect on him to let you know that this unit has been boosted. Genesee tells me, thank you Genesee, that people are asking about the Xbox. So we published the Xbox update around an hour-ish ago. So it's not up to us for exactly how that rolls out. It's up to Microsoft, but it should be live as soon as possible. We have one report from somebody on our team that they were able to see the base game update on Xbox One. As far as I know, the last Divinity DLC should have been released 42 minutes ago. If there's any issues with that, I'm sure our team will get to the bottom of it ASAP. It definitely should be there. We had everything all set up. So maybe it just takes time to roll out to your region. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly the details of how it works. But we will make sure to get that fixed as soon as we possibly can if there turns out that there is an issue. All right, Purge Stone. Upgrade a spell to gain Purge and cost -1. Or Twin Stone. Upgrade a spell to gain Spell Chain. This is an interesting one. When played, a copy of this card will be added to hand. The copy costs +1 and gains Purge. Which only happens once. So the Spell Chain effect does not also go into the copy. So you can't, if you had Infinite Ember, if Spell Chain was going into each copy, then you could keep doing it over and over. So it basically allows you to cast the same spell twice per turn if you have enough Ember for it. All right. So, we could do Echo Infusion. We could give Echo Infusion Twin Stone. It might be interesting. Note that you do have to take pack shards to take these upgrades. So let's do that for fun. So we now have 75 pack shards at threat level extreme for our current Ring of Hell. So let's see, what else do we want to do here? Ooh. Infector 2 gives multi-strike. I'm definitely going for that. That sounds nice. All right, Purge. What do we want to get rid of? We're not really playing Train Stewards. These are the most garbo in our deck right now. Get rid of both of them. Anything we want here? We could throw another Consume on the Frozen Lances. I mean, it synergizes with Power of Knowledge. It's not too bad. Okay. I think we're good. All right, well, play out this battle, and then we're going to wrap up the stream after that. So, extreme threat level. And let's take the trial. Let's see if we can die. Let's see if this gets hard enough that we die. So, I'm expecting, almost all enemies to be buffed up. So, looks like it's not 100%, though. So, our Light Harnesser here is not buffed up. But we can see this one has regen 10, 70 health, and 14 as its base attack. It's starting to get crazy here. Okay, I'm going to play my Shattered Shell here. We're still not enough to kill him, though. Do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Well, so we got 2 Echo Infusions out of 1 turn, which is nice, but still was not enough to kill this guy. And as you may know, these Light Harnessers, they gain attack as they climb. All right, and here's my Keeper of the Echoes, who I'll park back there. I'm going to get a lot of combos off of that. Okay, can we kill this guy, though? I don't think we can. I put Reap on him, but Reap does nothing if you don't have Charged Echoes. So if I cast Urchin Spines, I still will not kill that guy. So sad, I'm not going to be able to get that. Light Harnesser climbing up, that's a bit scary. I'm just going to cast it just to make sure we get that. I could bring back this Frozen Lance, which will definitely kill him. Sure, let's do that. There we go. This Echo Infusion combo is definitely doing work. Fortunately, another one of these buffed up guys is going to get past our line here. Sablin, big shout out to whoever picked the color scheme for the last divinity. It's so beautiful to look at. Well, thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. All right. What else can we do here? Shelter up. All right. We've got like a really nice strong room here, but we gotta make sure we kill that guy before he gets into our pyre. Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to cast Perfect Insanity anytime soon. It was a fun one to take though. Okay, well that's a huge nuke right there. So what should we do here? Kill him that way. Do that. Do our double Echo Infusion yet again. Get our Inspire. Do it again. Oh yeah, we've got this guy. He's trashed. We're so close to being able to cast Perfect Insanity. Just one more. We had one more. What? Oh, it's infused. It's infused. It's gonna add one before it's cast itself. We're gonna get to 6. Boom! Alright. I don't think I could have asked for a nicer turn of events. Completely unplanned. It's nice when fortune kind of goes that way. Alright, I'm going to wrap up my stream there. The Last Divinity DLC should be out now on all of our platforms. Steam, GOG, Xbox One, Windows 10 Store, the Xbox family generally. If there's some people saying maybe they don't see it on Xbox yet, I'll look at that as soon as I get off the stream and see if there's anything I can do to help get to the bottom of that. But the plan is everything should be rolling out now. We do have some confirmation. Some people have seen it on Xbox. But yeah, out now, available. If you want to see all the details for the patch notes, it's both in the game itself on PC via the patch notes button, or the Steam community post that we have up also has all the details. And then, yeah, we have a day of streaming coming up, so there's a bunch more stuff happening. Thank you to various folks in the community and content creators who offered to work with us on spreading the word for The Last Divinity. So we've got some VODs coming up. We've got a number of things coming down the pipe today. People saying, you want more, Mark? SD Coddle, Sablin, thank you. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I do have to go and look into making sure that everything is going smoothly with the launch. So I'll see you again on another developer stream. But for today, I hope you all enjoy The Last Divinity. Please send us your feedback. If you're playing on any of the PC versions, use that F8 key. Send us what you think. We'll be watching closely, and we will, of course, be looking to solve any urgent issues, if any come up. And we'll be doing some kind of balance and bug fix patch in the coming weeks. Anyway, hope you love it. We worked hard on it. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.